Let's take a look at how to go about limiting the amount of records returned by using either a top, limit, or fetch clause in SQL. Now these three different clauses are used based off of the database that you're working with. So for example, if you wanted to use the top clause, then you'd use it with a Microsoft SQL server. If you're going to use the fetch clause, then you'd use it with an Oracle database. And if you were going to use the limit clause, you'd be using it with the MySQL database. Now, the top and the fetch clause has an additional functionality that allows for you to get back the records based off of the percentage, whereas the limit is only able to allow for you to return the records based off of the number of records indicated. So for the top, fetch, and limit, you're able to get back the number, the specific number of records. However, only for the top and the fetch clause you're able to use the percentage. So the clause will be written like select top and then provide a numerical value, and this would be the number of records you would wish to be returned. And if you're using the percentage keyword, then the number of records being returned would now be referred to as the number of percentage. So for example, if you wanted to see the top 10% of records, then you'd say select top, and then the numerical value here would be representative of the amount of percentage that you'd want to be returned. Similar to that of the fetch statement, where you'd provide fetch first and then the number of records, and then provide the percentage, and then finish it with the rows only keyword. And remember, the MySQL limit clause, you're only able to return the number of records. You're not able to get the percentage of records. Now, for this presentation, we'll be using a Microsoft SQL Server database, so we'll be using the top clause. So let's take a look at this in practice to get a better understanding as to how it will work. So today we'll be using our contact table, so we'll do a select statement on that. Now we can see that we have 19,972 records in this particular table that has 4 columns. If we were interested in only seeing the first 10 records, then what we would do is use our top clause, and we'd write it out by saying select top, and then we'd provide the number that we wish to have returned. Then we'd provide the name of the columns, or we can provide the star to represent all columns, then the from clause, and then the table you wish to get the data from. So if we were to execute this now, we should only see the top 10 records in this particular table. So the top 10 records will have Gustavo and then end with Ronald. So we're going to execute, and we're seeing we have only returned the first 10 records in this particular table. Now, to utilize the percentage, all we'd be required to do is add percent right behind the number of value of rows that we'd want to have returned, and then it will change it into percentage. So the statement will now read select top 10% star from contact, and this will return the first 10% of records in this particular table. So if you had 1,000 records, it would return the first 100. So in selecting the top 10%, we are seeing where it has returned 1,998 records in this particular table. So this is just a quick look at how to use the select top statement. Now, just a reminder, for the fetch and for the limit statement, you're able to use the fetch statement similar to the top. However, you would have to provide rows only at the end of your statement. And for the limit, you're only able to return the amount of records. You're not able to return the percentage of records.